Chris Eubank Jr. and his dad, Chris Eubank Sr., ought to be kicked out of boxing altogether after that horrible decision to take the dehydration clause. Why would you do that? Oh, rehydration was such a problem in the first fight, so you go ahead and take a dehydration clause, like a rehydration. Like, what are you thinking? What are you doing? Like, don't take the Conor Benn fight. You don't have to do the rematch. What is it? The money? Is it the money? If you need the money, go ahead and say it, bro. Start a GoFundMe or something so we can give you a little something, because that was dreadful. Absolutely just dropped the ball, fumbled the bag, whatever all the Gen Zers are saying. Horrible! I am disgusted with what Chris Eubank Jr. brought to the table against Conor Benn. I did not deserve that kind of a fight. Before we get into this episode, in the description, I've got my MMA channel as well as a newsletter and a Discord where you can come talk fights and get all these directly to your inbox. Also, like and subscribe. You help the channel. Come on. I did not. It was Chris Eubank's fault. Conor Benn gets all the credit in the world. What a performance. What a fight. He came prepared to fight. But as fans, people who pay money to watch this sport, we don't deserve that. No. No. You come in here lethargic, looking like absolute dog mess because you need the money, bro? Like, yeah, I get it. I'm broke for whatever. I don't care. The whole point is, you gave fans something to look forward to in the first fight. Amazing first fight. Almost lived up to their parents' first fight, Nigel and Chris Eubanks. First fight. Legendary fight. If you haven't watched that fight, go back and watch it. Fantastic. That's what the build up to this whole fight was. And you've got this kind of a fight on the line. This is almost as disrespectful as Sugar Ray and Roberto Duran's rematch. Now, that was Sugar Ray Leonard putting on the pressure like, oh, I heard he's out of shape and everything. Let's push for this rematch fast. They knew this fight was going to happen. This fight was rumored to happen in September. And if you're not ready, that's on you, Chris Eubank. That is on you and your team. There's no reason you should have showed up in this kind of crappy shape. Oh, you don't watch. I don't care. I gave them money to watch them have a good fight. Instead, I got to watch him be a punching bag for Conor Benn. Dreadful. And all y'all are going to come at me and be like, oh, you step in there. Shut up. No, I don't want to get punched. I want to watch it and I want to talk about it. That's what I do. I watch fights. I talk about it. Maybe jiu-jitsu inside, but I don't punch. Unless I have to. Unless you come up to me in public and like, hey, what you said about Chris Eubank? Now, it's going to be like Chris Eubank Jr. coming up to me and say, what you had to say about me? And I'm like, all right, bro, look. And I'm going to pull guard. You boxing guys don't know about that. That's a joke. But seriously, though, absolutely horrible performance. I mean, we don't deserve that as fans. And like, to come out there to collect your check was horrible. Just horrible. Now, Conor Benn, he came prepared. He's a consummate professional. He's ready to fight. He is prepared to go to war. And he beat the brakes off of Chris Eubank Jr. Chris Eubank Jr. Stuck him in the corner all night. All night he was just stuck in the corner. Did not have an opportunity to get out. Sure, he had some good shots on Conor Benn. Chris Eubank Jr. is actually a really good boxer. But when it came to being prepared for the rematch, the old saying always goes, always bet on the boxer in the rematch. Chris Eubank Jr. is the boxer. What happened? It just doesn't make sense. Like, these problems, let me be honest with you guys. I'm gonna even up with y'all real quick right here. This horrible look from Chris Eubank Jr. probably cost him a fight with Canelo. A huge pay. You think this is a payday? The Canelo payday is going to be even more. I don't care if he's not undisputed. That's a huge payday. This fight right here, this horrible showing, this stock drop, it's like stonks, dong, would not have happened if Chris Eubank wasn't like insistent on fighting people 2 weight classes below him. Oh, I said it. Yes, pick on somebody your own size. And I get the rivalry, the legend, like, oh yeah, their dads had some great fight back in the day. And like, It's cool to make that fight the first time, and we saw how cool the first fight was. But if you're showing up in this kind of a shape, you should be ashamed of yourself. Now, Conor Benn was on point all night. I give him the utmost respect and as much credit as he deserves. Because he was prepared for this fight. Always bet on the boxer in the rematch. Well, guess what? Conor Benn's the boxer. Turns out, after he got outboxed in the first fight. He's the boxer. He was quick. He varied his attack. He looked like a world champion. Now, depending on where he wants to go, that might be a little harder than not. But like if he goes to 160, I could see him fighting and beating a Bakr Murzataliev. Fundora, maybe not. He's not touching Boots or Virgil Ortiz. You already got mad at me about that fight. But his hook to the body, his pop, his speed, he knocked him down in the 12th round. What was it, twice? 3 times? Something like that? That's a much bigger fighter. That is a way bigger fighter. So to say Conor Benn doesn't have punching power, and he's not the biggest puncher, no. He is not the biggest puncher. Actually, come on. Let's take a look at it. 24-1, 14 knockouts. So he's not. Last knockout was in 2022. Knocked out Chris Algieri. He's been in some decent fights. Some that are not even rated on Boxer. Good Lord. But like Formella he beat, Algieri. Now Chris Eubank. I struggle to think that he is. See, he's at 150. We'll see 154. That's something I didn't explore a minute ago. But he is a fighter that you looking like he's not beating like Adames. That's at 167 though. He's not beating Boots. He's not beating anybody here except for maybe Bakram. We don't count Freddie Hewitt, but okay. But you look at welterweight, Devin Haney, Brian Norman Jr. But like after that, he could win a world champion at 54. Who else is in this weight class? Haney, Brian Norman, which is this weekend. I'm excited about that. Liam Paro, Jack Catterall. Man, you can't tell me Jack Catterall and Conor Benn wouldn't be a fun fight. Put it in the UK again. Like, make this guy a star in the UK, baby. Palacio. Like, there's some good fighters in this weight class. But they're not unwinnable for him. You follow what I'm saying? So I think Conor Benn could become a world champion. He said that's his ultimate goal. I think he could be a world champion. I think his work is cut out for him, sure. But at the end of the day, we just saw him beat a guy that fights at 167. Chris Eubank Jr. Rehydration clause. But like, you're stupid if you accept the rehydration clause. It's your fault. It's completely his fault. The rehydration clause is no excuse. You had to say yes. Like, you had to say yes. It's like getting online bullying. Like, bro, just turn your computer off. It's so ridiculous. But I am much more excited about Conor Benn now than I was before. He looked good, and I enjoyed what he brought to the table in the first fight. But this fight, he cut the ring off well. And let's be real, this wasn't a Chris Eubank that's going to be hyper-mobile because of that rehydration clause. Again, it all stems back to the rehydration. Like, if it's going to be so hard for you to make, just don't accept it. Say, hey, I beat you. What are you going to do about it? I'd rather fight somebody my size. So yeah, great performance from Conor Benn. Chris Eubank, take him out back behind the woodshed. Put him down. His days are over with. Nobody cares about him anymore. You ruined your reputation. Congratulations.